Yep, and this video is exactly about what the title says. Some of my favorite tummies in video games. It's not exactly a true top 10, but I picked 10 tummies that came to my mind pretty quickly, which kinda means those are the ones I have on my mind the most. A wise man, me, once said, it doesn't matter how bad a game is, as long as the tummy is good. So it doesn't matter if the game sucks that the tummy's in. Also, just picking 10 is really hacking hard. There are just so many good tummies out there. A top 100 would be easier to make than a top 10, except for the number 1 spot. That one is kinda clear for me. But I won't spoil it, so if you wanna see it, you gotta watch it all or just skip to it, I guess. But you wouldn't do that, would you? But it's not like he can stop you or anything. Let's get the most boring pick right out of the way, Shantae. Just because it's a rather boring pick does not mean her tummy is not absolutely perfect, which makes a lot of sense since she's a belly dancer, shaking those hips all day. But everyone can become a belly dancer, even you. Anyone can do it, and you shouldn't let anyone stop you from doing what you want, regardless of your size, gender and all that stuff. If you have fun doing it, then that's all you need. Unless you have fun killing people, then maybe don't do it. I would let Shantae kill me with her tummy though, but sadly she's too nice to do that. In general, the Shantae games have some really nice tummies, like Whiskey Boots tummy and also Watty Tops. Or the Giant Mermaid. It's kind of a requirement to show off your tummy in these kind of games. Taya. She was the girl I married on my first Fire Emblem Awakening playthrough and still my favorite. Just look at her, an absolute cutie, and it doesn't help that she's a yandere, which makes her even better. I still need to buy her figurine one day before it becomes way too expensive, but anyways. Another perfect tummy that gets highlighted through the outfit. From a first glance, some people may call it slutty, but I call it fancy and elegant. Black and golden are such a good combo and it just fits her. Especially those finger glove wing thingies on her hands, I love those. Sadly, she doesn't have those on her feet. You could say everything about her is perfect, but seeing that belly button through the see-through silk adds the extra note of perfection to it. And she has a perfect tummy. Bombshell Bowling Alley Operator. Sadly, she's extremely unimportant and doesn't even have a name, but everyone who played Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask remembers her, right? If you don't, then you have zero taste, sorry to say. And now you might even say, hey, you can't even really see her tummy. Then I must also tell you that you're completely missing the point. Just the simple glimpse of getting a tease of her tummy is the best part about it all. You can't fully see it and that makes your brain work and think all kinds of things while you have to imagine it. Also, she likes to nap a lot and who doesn't love that in a woman? For me, she's in the top 3 most underrated Nintendo girls. There's a video I found on YouTube where someone uploaded a 15-minute loop of getting the camera angle in such a way that you can see her whole tummy with her moving around, and I might have done a few things while watching it, but you can probably find it, but next tummy. Edna. I'm extremely bad at pronouncing this gaia, but I have a speech impediment, so I got an excuse. Even went to an elementary school for people with speech problems, so please do not murder me if I butchered it. Somehow I talk a lot about getting murdered sometimes. I don't know why. Edna is one of those characters you probably have seen before even without playing her games, and for a good reason. She's just so heckin' cute. One day I really want to cosplay her. But also, she's the reason why I became a masochist, because I remember being a normal kid back in the day, playing the first game, and then after I played it, I was never the same again and couldn't stop wanting to be a Prinny that gets abused by her. I wouldn't be such a loser nowadays if I didn't play it, probably. But what's done is done. You said you can't go back in time and change the things you want to change, regardless of how long you wish for being able to do that. So sometimes the only and best thing you can do is to move on. But I still wish sometimes I could be a tiny penguin that gets thrown against the wall and explodes, because it also sounds cool. It probably wouldn't be cool because I want to live. Queen Bee. Just look at all that fur over her giant belly, goddamn. If that isn't the perfect tummy to take a nap on, then I don't know what it is. The only thing that could be a bit annoying about it would be the bee noises all the time, like bzz, bzz. I'm not good at making bee noises, but you know how a bee sounds like, right? Like bzz, bzz. But I guess after a while you could easily get used to them. Also, there's just so much room here. From Odyssey we learned Maru is the size of like half a human and he looks tiny in comparison to her in Galaxy, so even a normal human like us would have tons of space on her. You probably even get free honey from her all the time. My teeth hate honey, so actually that's not a good thing for me, but it helps against sore throats and all that. And imagine all the naughty things she can do with the constant flow of honey. Also, if she loves you enough to let you nap on her tummy, she probably would marry you and you can become her adopted son or something, since bees don't have kings. Samus, the tummy that never went out of my mind since the day I got one of the endings in Metroid Fusion, where I see her in her two-piece wear with her tummy exposed. Samus was like the dream of every teen who's going through puberty. Blonde, boobs, beautiful. Kinda like a Pamela Anderson for guys who likes video games, but also actually hot and smart and kick ass. Also imagine her getting really sweaty in her Zero suit so it would stick to her tummy really tightly, so you see the outline of her belly button hole. Nice. I'm totally not into sweat. And for some people the Zero suit won't the franchise, but I do like it. I like when people draw her with abs, and I love people who draw Samus more like a bimbo. I like both interpretations. I am an enjoyer of many things. Wii Fit Trainer. Very nice tummy, which I love a lot because Wii Fit Trainer is also the reason why I got into shape myself. Once upon a time, I became a NEET. A person that kinda just sits at home, not having to do any work, they're not going to school anymore, that kind of stuff. And when you just sit at home without having to go out to do stuff, you don't burn many calories at all. So you eat, and before you actually realize it, you become a kinda chubby. When I was younger, I always wondered how can people even become chubby, and suddenly I was chubby myself and realized, oh, that's how it can work. Obviously there's many other reasons too for some people, like bad parenting, etc. But starting to work out is hard. You may have fun doing it twice in a row and think, yeah, tomorrow is break day, and then you stop for a whole week and try to start again and blah blah blah. It just goes on and on till you actually get into the habit. What helped for me was Wii Fit. We had a balance board at home somewhere in the basement because my mom did a phone contract back in the day that gave her a second Wii plus balance board plus Wii Fit, and I thought, why not give that one a shot? And it actually made working out fairly fun. Not because it was fun, but it was fun hearing her being proud of me. The positive reinforcement of the Wii Fit trainer helped me get over the bump that would normally always make me stop working out. Just a simple good job goes a long way. Eventually the day came where I wasn't chubby anymore, and I always thought I would stop working out when I reach it, but I still work out nowadays, just cardio and stuff, since I don't really want muscles as a twink. And obviously I don't use Wii Fit for it anymore and would never really recommend it to anyone who wants to lose weight, unless they got turned on by a fictional white woman cheering you on while working out. But you gotta admit, that's one hot white woman, and her tummy is top tier. I even like to play her in Smash sometimes. Nowadays I would recommend anyone to play and work out in Ring Fit. Sadly the Wii Fit trainer is not in that game, but it's the better game and it is really fun. I would recommend it. Crystal. We all know those words. I am not a furry, but yeah, what else can I say? Crystal was my first true furry crush, if we don't really count Lola Bunny, because everyone had a crush on her. And she has a top tier tummy that she's not afraid to show off. Too bad you only play as her a little bit before you gotta save her, but luckily modders saved the day, and nowadays there's a mod where you can basically play the whole game as her instead. Yippee! Imagine how soft her fur must feel like. Sadly, they changed her outfit to a skin tight suit in the other games, which is also pretty nice, but I miss her original outfit. Also one big F in the chat for the Star Fox franchise. Maybe one day there will be a good Star Fox game again. It will happen, for sure. Hopefully with Crystal. Makoto Nanaya. Where's the squirrel girls at? Also yeah, that's the fricked up word, squirrel. As a German I prefer the German word for it, which is Eichhörnchen, which is just as hard to say for non-German as squirrel is for Germans. For me here it's the combination, a great toned tummy, underboobs, and a huge tail that I would pay money for to touch. I would also let her beat me up for a touch. I would do anything for her. I think squirrel girls are very underrepresented, and we need more of them. My number one pick is Astolfo. Yeah, it's gotta be Astolfo for me. Just look at that perfection. Perfectly lickable, and I'm not gonna even say more about what I want him to do to me, because I don't want to make this an 18+ only video. At first I didn't really want to use characters from gacha games, but he's also normal video games nowadays, so he counts. You could put Astolfo in first place for many things like best hair, best feet, best armpits, best legs, most tongue, you know what, basically anything. He's a total cutie patootie, and he is also not afraid to showing his tummy off. More guys should dress like he does, to be honest. I'm sure it would bring world peace. He could also just wear anything and it would look good on him. Too good almost. I wish he would become my wife's boyfriend. And there we have them, some of my favorite video game tummies. Throughout making this video, I kinda realized I never really talked about the tummy itself too much, because let's be honest here, what even is there to say when you look at a tummy? Not that much, so sometimes you gotta fluff things out a bit, like your bed. In my opinion, more people should sleep with their plushies. There's no shame in having them and no shame in sleeping with them. but only the cuddly kind of sleeping. Don't even think about doing the other kind of sleeping with them. If you enjoyed the video, you can leave a like always, and we can see each other next time, where I talk about armpits. That's a joke, I'm not planning to do that anytime soon. But eventually, maybe.